Morning, Charles. Welcome in. Good morning, Toot. Toot is feeling unwell, but don't worry, this too shall pass. Now that's a cross stitch. This too is ass. Yep. That's very true as well. Good morning, everyone. It is dangerous to make Toot laugh right now, unfortunately. They are still very, very sick. I'm concerned. But we ordered some sick supplies in. I'm keeping an eye on them. So yeah, good morning, everyone. Got a bit of a different stream for you guys today. Apparently that's what I'm doing, is experimenting with formats on this channel. They're just doing straight stitch with me, as we're doing weird stuff now. Charles says get something that tastes better. No, Buckley's works. Yeah, I made two cups of tea, and then they have a blue raspberry hydration drink, and then also they're chugging Buckley's as often as they can, or as often as I'm forcing them to, one of the two. So hi, good morning. We're at one key element of today's project. Oh, Charles Angie. Their space got cleaned again last night. Yeah, I just asked Toot if I could borrow a needle, but unfortunately they also cleaned their space last night and cannot find anything. That is the way. I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's followed in the last couple of days. We hit our last goal of 260 followers really soon, and we're almost at 270. So thanks everyone. Welcome lurkers if you are lurking. Enjoy. Have a chill time. There's never any pressure to engage, chat, whatever. We're chatting. We're listening to lo-fi. Can you guys hear the music? I was listening back to the VODs, and I could barely hear the lo-fi. Like, I swear there is lo-fi going. Dude says I barely know where I am. Yeah, you're in your chair next to your desk. Charles can never hear the music. Like, I don't want it to drown me out, but I also want you guys to be able to hear it. Okay, now there's no music. I'm having trouble with my Spotify. Anyways, I bumped it up. We'll see. Hey, old guy. Welcome in. Sort of lurking. You can hear the music. Awesome, awesome, awesome. How has blueberries and apples? It is the friggin' dead of winter here. It's a bit loud. Okay, there we go. It's the dead of winter. There is no fruit available. What fruit we can get is not high quality. So yeah, Pow's got apples and blueberries. And because Pow's not feeling well, because Toot's not feeling well, we're not going to do like our usual treat eat with the bedding. I just gave her a little fruit bowl this morning, which she appears totally uninterested in, and I do not blame her. So welcome. Today's project. So I am going to attempt something I've never done before. We're going to do it together. We're going to do it together live. I did some prep, but probably not enough prep. I watched about 30 seconds of a video on mute last night, so clearly I know what I'm doing. But we're going to try waste canvas today. So if you haven't worked with waste canvas before, this is the stuff I have. There's two different types. There's one that's like water soluble and one that's got these threads that you pull out. So obviously the water soluble one is more fun to work with because you don't have to pull all the threads out. This is the one that we have, so it's also more expensive. So this is the one that we have. And you use this when you want to stitch on clothing. Because obviously if you're stitching on fabric, you don't have the grid, the Ada grid, to go into. So you put this on top, use the grid on this, stitch your design, and then pull the grid out. That's how waste canvas works. Carol says, I remember my mom struggling with the threads. Apparently Babs has some tips for me. So when it comes to that, I do have tweezers. I meant to grab them, but I have tweezers somewhere. I'm hoping those will help. Pow is gone. Oh, Pow is gone. Hold. Well, while I'm trying to get Pow back, I will talk you through this. So my idea is I have this hoodie here, this like teal green hoodie. Originally, I was going to sew part of a t-shirt to it as like a back patch. Now that only works if you actually know how to sew. And I do not, so it looks terrible, and I dislike it immensely. Yeah, Pow is so uninterested in this fruit. It says keep your back neat. We'll try. We'll do our best. So I have this hoodie. And it's got a really poorly sewn back patch on that I am going to be taking off. Because I'm not a sewist. I don't sew, and that's fine. That's okay. We all have strengths and weaknesses. So what I'm gonna do is I really like the hoodie. It's just like a basic jersey hoodie from Walmart. It was like 15 bucks, but it's large and comfy and it's got a zip, and I like it. It's comfy. So instead, I'm going to cross stitch small designs all up and down the sleeves. I'm going to leave the body blank and then do like basically tattoo sleeves of tiny cross stitch motifs. Because I always come across stuff that I wouldn't stitch the entire piece, but I'd stitch part of it. Like I'm thinking of like Colorfully Sarah's designs where it's like all the spooky Pokemon in a ring. I don't think I'd do the entire thing, but I do like Pumpkaboo. Or Flossie Fox Shop has all of these cute little cryptids in the night market. I'm not going to stitch the entire thing, mainly because Toot's stitching it, but I might want to stitch like the baby Mothman. So the idea is that I'm just going to stitch these little motifs and kind of gradually build up a tattoo sleeve on each side. So that's the theory. I have never in my life used waste canvas, so we're gonna do it together for the very first time here on stream. We're gonna put the very first tattoo in my sleeve. And of course the first thing that comes to mind when I was thinking of small motifs was Stardew Valley. So I pulled out our Stardew Valley cross stitch book. Also, I'm doing this from a book instead of my digital pattern just because it would be easier for the stream. So this is the Stardew Valley cross stitch book. It was written by Sarithri, who you might recognize from the community, and it's chock full of not only cross stitch designs but also advice on how to modify pixel art into cross stitch designs, and how to stitch on different things and create like little earrings and stuff. So we're using a design from this book. Trying not to show you too much of the patterns because it is like from a book. I'm gonna put my arm like this. Hello, Wanna, welcome in. Bella wants love. Bella wants cozy. Bella, you can sit right there. That's fine. Fine. Alright, so the one that we're doing, although you probably can't read these patterns, the one that we're doing is this one here. which is the mermaid pendant. Now, if you play Stardew Valley, the mermaid pendant is what you, when you reach 14 hearts with someone, 10 hearts? 10 hearts with someone, you can ask them to marry you. So you do this by getting a, every time it storms, a ghostly old mariner appears on the beach. 10 hearts, thank you. A ghostly old mariner appears on the beach, and then you buy the mermaid pendant from him, and then you give the mermaid pendant to the person you want to marry, and then they say yes. Or, yeah. Hey, Gwen! Thank you! Gwen says this project sounds so cool. Cheryl asks, will the colors show up on your hoodie, or will you do a bit of the background? It depends. It depends. Oh, Chaos Controlled, welcome in! Thanks so much for joining us. We're just about to get started. I may be, like, vamping a little bit. Hey, Crazy Lady, thank you so much for joining us. This is Bella. Bella will be helping today. We have 5 cats. All 5 of them have been on stream at some point. Usually it's Bella and Early, sometimes Pico lately. But Bella likes to help. Chaos, thank you so much for the follow. That's our follow goal of 270. Amazing. Thank you guys so much. That's awesome. Oh, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you enjoy the vibes. We're doing a Harley Knight. Hello, welcome in. So many new friends today. Yay! I'm excited. I got distracted. What was I talking about? What the mermaid pendant. So the mermaid pendant is how you ask someone to marry you. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. If there was anyone in the world that I'd give a mermaid pendant to, it would be Toot. But I don't want to give a mermaid pendant to Toot. I'm going to give Toot the Void Ghost pendant instead. And the Void Ghost pendant is what you give to Krobus when you ask Krobus to move in with you. Krobus, ace bestie. So I'm taking the mermaid pendant pattern and I did a color conversion to make it into a Void Ghost pendant. Yeah, Crazy Lady, I recognize you from Cryptic's stream. Cryptic is another streamer here that we hang out with quite often. And yeah. Good morning, Moon. And yes, Chaos, it's Stardew Valley. So I have the Stardew Valley cross-stitch book written by Sarithri. So I have this little pattern for the mermaid pendant. So I need to find a place to put this so I can look at it. So I've done a color conversion. So it's got a red strap. And then I've got like these 3 shades of gray. Exactly, theme for V-Day. The mermaid pendant, the Void Ghost pendant, is what I would give to Toot. And then I'm going to do a black outline. So I've got a little tiny hoop. I've got chenille needles, which are sharp. This is my little note with my color conversion. I've got a ruler. I've got my sleeve. So apparently the best way to do this is to use interfacing on the other side. I'm not going to do that for 2 reasons. 1, I don't like the way it feels. And 2, I don't have any, and I wanted to try this. So if this goes poorly, I may get interfacing. If this goes poorly. Hello, Commander! Hi, Commander! Alright, so this is my big piece of waste canvas. What's it doing? Right, so we have to cut the waste canvas first. Do I put the fabric in the hoop first? Let's cut the waste canvas. Alright, so this design is 16 by 16. Charles says, let me know, I can put some interfacing in your next package. Okay, yeah, if I decide I need it, I'll let you know. Okay, so this is 16 by 16, so about an inch and a bit by an inch and a bit. I don't want to go that close, but also with, I saw with waste canvas, you don't need as much of a margin. Like I don't need like a 2-inch margin. So, and especially because I want to get several like tattoos out of this piece. So I think I'm just going to cut like a 2-inch by 2-inch piece. I think that'll do us. And if I find I need less in the future, I will less in the future. This is all experimental. We're doing big heckin' experiments today. I mean, obviously I could just put the entire piece of waste canvas down over the sleeve, but I think it'll be a lot more fun to do it bit by bit. And like that's kind of the point of this project, is to do like one motif at a time. Because each motif is going to be about, you know, like 150 stitches or so. That's like a couple hours of work. So if I'm just like, I'm not feeling the projects I'm working on, time to put in. You notice how I just keep doing stuff while she's on me? Like, this is my life. This is just how I live. Right, off the canvas, please. Gwen says, kind of reminds me of my friends sewing patches on their concert jackets. Yeah, I'm going for a similar vibe. Okay, so we've got our little tiny piece, which, yeah, fits inside. Bella just loves lying on anything fabric. Right, let's see if we can get her to settle right here. If I press her down in place. No, it didn't work. Okay. Okay. Hello, welcome in. Mrs. Stark says doing laundry. What are we doing? We are trying waste canvas for the first time. I am stitching a Void Ghost pendant onto this sleeve. Yasha, welcome in. Quarter Stitch Crisis, welcome in. Okay. I realize that I need to like put this over here for working ability. Okay. So no, I don't have the stuff that dissolves. I have the stuff that you have to pull out. Yasha has arrived at the best part, negotiating with the cat for desk space. Yeah, Bella does like to take over. Okay, so let's see if I remember how to use a hoop correctly. Now I've heard that the trick with jersey is to not I put the roundy bit in the sleeve. I've heard that the trick with jersey is to not do it too tight, because then when you when you're done stitching, the stitches all scrunch up, but I also don't want to do it too loose. But I think that's good. Like it's not you can not super loose, so I think that's a good. Moon says, I didn't know there was waste canvas that you pull apart. Yes, that is the original waste canvas. Or your fancy schmancy. This is what moms in the 80s used to stitch Donald Duck onto sweatshirts. Exactly. Charles says, I think that was the first stuff from at least the 80s. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing I have to do okay, I'm just going to try and move the camera a little bit so that Bella can have her desk space and you guys can see what I'm doing. Crazy Lady says, my cat Leo is always trying to negotiate all the space. Yeah. Pico is like that. Like, Pico will take up literally any amount of space that I have and then also kick stuff off the desk. Charles says, or precious moments in my mom's case. Yeah, precious moments sounds about right. Alright, let's try a 22 for this, because I'm not sure. Are you not twisting? Moon says I only know about the melty one. Yeah, the melty one is the newfangled stuff, which I would love to use, but it is more expensive, and this is the one that I have, so. Also, this is a great day to do this because my hands are a little bit shaky. I don't know if my hands are shaky because I'm chronically ill or if I'm nervous or, you know, any of the myriad other reasons that my hands are usually shaky. It made putting Toot's medication this morning together this morning interesting. Okay, so I've kind of got my sleeve wiggled up here. Oh, that just came off the needle. Eyeballs. I might need to grab a clip to help me with my sleeve management. That was I was a little bit hesitant about doing the sleeves for this reason. I think if I weren't doing this on stream, I'd use a stand and then I could do like two-handed stitching. But we're doing it this way. I think I did a long enough piece. That's okay. Keep trying to do sewing method, and that's just not gonna work here. You're just kind of like vaguely sewing this down so it doesn't scoot around. Very careful not to sew the sleeve shut while I do this. You guys see okay? I cleared off all this space in front of me so I could work. All right, so I'm gonna start with the black outline. I think I'm just gonna do 2/2 for this first trial, because that's what I would normally do. 2/1, I mean, because that's what I would normally do for 14 count. So I know we have a lot of new friends. I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, helps if I unwind the right strand. Old guy says, I was hoping you would remember to base stitch before you began to cross stitch. Yes, I remembered that from the 30-second video that I watched yesterday on how to do this. Okay, so. Oh good, this one's already set up for loop stitch. That's nice. For loop start. So I would normally do 2/1 on 14 count, which, for our non-crafty friends who just joined, is there are 14 pixels per inch, and I would do 2 strands over 1 pixel. That's how I can explain that one. Now I want to make sure I have like the orientation right. And that's the other reason that I kind of want to do them individually, and then I don't really have to worry about everything else being straight. Like it's meant to be off. Tortoise says, I have a tote I've been waiting to stitch on. This isn't actually dry. Oh, good. All right, so let's... I need my pattern to me, unfortunately. So I've been going around collecting patterns. Because we have a lot of ones from like Colorfully Sarah and Flossy Fox Shop that have motifs I want to do. And then I was just kind of trawling Coffee, looking for freebies, because a lot of people have small, adorable freebies. And I found quite a few that I like. So I've been kind of gathering them in a Google Doc. And then I'm just going to refer to that. I'm going to basically treat it like a paper pattern. I'm not going to try and load all of these into Pattern Keeper or anything like that. It's just going to be too difficult. All right, our first stitch is in. Well, our first leg of our first stitch is in. Oh, it's hard to find where I'm going. Okay. Oh man, my hands are really shaking today. Maybe I need to have something proteiny for dinner, for lunch after stream, I think. My hands were shaking when I was preparing Toot's medication this morning. That was a interesting experience. As many of you know, I am chronically ill. Old guy says, I love the way that you're doing this the old school way with paper pattern. Yeah, I kind of like that old school thing as well. I would love to. I think if I had like an old pullover sweater, I could see myself doing like a big ol' Disney Donald Duck on there. It would take forever, but yeah, I cannot feel the holes. Okay, so we're just going to try and be as neat as possible here. I also might need to use a sharper needle. So the chenille needles are quite sharp, but I'm feeling some resistance as I go through the back. Okay, that one worked. I'm just going to pull the paper pattern up to my face and count. That's 5 down. Okay. Also, during these streams, my enclosure is actually darker than it looks on screen. Because if I turn on my crafting light, it blows everything out. So when I'm doing this off camera, it will be easier on me, easier on my eyes. Alright, so I actually have to take a break. It's an ad break. You guys know the drill. If you are watching here on Twitch, I'm gonna run 3 minutes of ads. Get up, stretch, hydrate, do all the good things. If you're watching on YouTube, just chill, enjoy the vibes, and I will see you guys back here in 3 minutes. Alright, welcome back, friends. I hope you all grab something to drink, something to hydrate with. So yeah, we are continuing. Thank you, Toot, for the hydrate. I've got peppermint mocha coffee. We got some stuff from the Asian grocery store. I was really excited because I thought it was Earl Grey instant coffee. Turns out it's just Earl Grey tea, which I love, but I can't drink it during the day because it is full of citric acid. And citric acid negatively affects meds. So, boo. I was gonna have that with stream, and then I remembered that I had peppermint mocha coffee, so the day was saved. Sorry about that. And then, of course, I have my regular Dr. Pepper because very few sodas don't have citric acid in them, and the only one with caffeine that I found is Dr. Pepper. Bruno Mayfair, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, thank you. So many new friendos today. It makes my heart full. I say that and I'm like, come on, you bitch. To the stitch, not to you. I don't curse a lot in person or on stream. So a lot of people think that I don't like cursing or that I don't allow cursing. I just curse a lot in my head. So yeah, a lot of new stitchers I think are, and I mean I much prefer digital patterns that I can put into Pattern Keeper. Let's be real honest, they're the best. But I think a lot of new stitchers don't even have the experience of having worked with paper patterns before, and it is a different kind of experience. Commander says Dr. Pepper is the best soda, and it's the intellectual experience of the chosen few. And yes, Moon has never used pattern. Oh, guy says I still wonder if you're going to stitch the sleeve shut accidentally. Don't curse me like that. I've got a lot of sleeve to do. I'm also trying, when I'm like meeting my stitches, I'm trying to make them go over. Because I want to have the same coverage as a cross stitch piece, and like the corners of your legs meet up. So I'm trying to do that, even though that doesn't happen naturally with sewing on fabric. Hey, Lady K, good morning. How are you? Oh, shout out for Lady K, wonderful member of the community who is going to be starting streaming very soon. We're definitely going to be posting about their first stream when it happens. They're going to be playing the pigeon dating game. How to foal pigeon or something like that. So Lady K, if you know when your first stream is going to be, please let us know. Yasha is saying stuff about... Ooh. Dr. Pepper is a strong contender, but the best soda is the Jones brand green apple. I mean, I love black cherry soda. Like I actually have one here, which doesn't have, citric acid. Oh, I've been informed that Lady K will be streaming on Tuesday, so tune in. We'll be posting a link in the server. This is so good. This one. And there is no citric acid, which means I can drink it all day long. Doesn't have caffeine, but it's delicious. Oh, Monday, Lady K. Okay. Awesome. Get away from... Charles says, honestly, I'd be amazed if you don't get at least one stitch through all of the layers with how much you have planned. I know, it's gonna be an adventure. Very Stitcher's doing some swatching. I know, all patterns call for 4mm needles. I have like one of each size except 4mm. I have like 5 or 6. Commander says if you can partake in the intellectual experience of Dr. Pepper, you know. Lady K's only had Virgil root beer. I think we have some of the Virgil root beer too. Old Guy says, for what it's worth, I can't imagine stitching with a digital pattern. Even when I get a PDF pattern, I print it out and use the paper pattern. Oh, totally valid. Are you like a highlighter guy? Or a pencil guy for ticking off your stitches? When I work with a paper pattern, I'm not doing it for this one because like I said, it's only like 100 stitches. I'll make a photocopy of the paper pattern that I can mark up without disturbing the original. Just in case like in case I decide to stitch it again or something like that. I like when a paper pattern, you kind of get into a flow with it, where you can trace the colors. Like, you can kind of see how the colors flow through the pattern more, I feel, than with a PDF. Because with the digital, you just go with what Pattern Keeper tells you to stitch next. Whereas with a paper pattern, you're like figuring out the directionality and everything. So it is a different experience on that level as well. Old Guy says I eyeball which ones I've done. Either neither pencil or highlighter. Man, you're going like hardcore. That is definitely hard mode right there. Moon, I was trying not to say that. I was also trying to say that, not to say that I was raw dogging this without interfacing. The thing I don't understand about interfacing, because again, like I don't sew, is how does it like stay there? Or do you pull it out? Like, that's what I don't understand. It stays. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I think sensory-wise, I'm gonna be okay with the cotton stitches, but having that like extra like stuff, yeah, having that extra stuff I think would be like not good sensory-wise. Carol says, I used a digital pattern for the first time last year. I never marked on the paper patterns either. Oh, wow. I always had to, because I would get completely lost. But also that's the way that I learned, right? I never learned that you could do it without marking on the paper patterns. So that's a thing too. And that's the great thing about stitchers now, I find. Like new stitchers now. They have access to so many more techniques and knowledge, and us old people, we just did what we were taught, and that's how we thought things were done. And there's nothing wrong with that. I use pretty much all the same techniques that I learned at first. I might do an occasional loop start here and there, but I'm getting slightly concerned that I started this too far this side. Gwen says, I use the dissolvable interfacing for my Pride shirt. Lady K says, they have ones that don't stay but down in the wash now. That's good to know. Old guy says, if you get a custom stitch embroidery on anything like a baseball hat, they use interfacing. Exactly, yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I don't like that. Charles says, I was never allowed to mark in anything. Books, pattern, sheet music. I was encouraged to mark stuff up as a kid. Let's see, I've got, go down to over 3, over 3, 3, 3, 3, well, thank you so much for the hydrate. Oh, sorry about that. That was a catch-up breath. I told you guys last time that I have a new mic setup, and it's picking up when I have lung difficulties. So if you hear a sudden like sharp gasp or something like that, I'm okay. I'm just, my lungs don't work. I mean, one of them is permanently damaged, so the other one's fine. Temporary mic setup, yeah. I'm still working on getting my regular mic up and rolling. Lady K says same, no marking because others would be using it too. Yeah. I mean, I was told to write in the books that I own and things like that, so. Because it was mine, and I don't know. I think my mom was just a big note taker, so. When I use it in sewing, it's meant to stay to make things stiffer. And like, I don't really want this stiff. I want it like loose, because I roll up the sleeves of my hoodie. So that's going to be the next test, is after I finish this, if I can still roll up the sleeve. Girl says, yeah, other people in the family don't want to see the notes. Old guy says, I think DMC offers the dissolvable waste canvas. If you stitch really tightly, you may have trouble pulling the threads of the waste canvas. Yeah, luckily I don't stitch tightly. I am slightly nervous about getting the threads out. Which is why I wanted to do a small test. So this project, this is just a test for this project. This project has not started in earnest. I have to finish. So I had like 4 smalls that I was working on, and I'm down to 2, and one of them is going to be finished today. The other one is Coffee Possum. I want to finish all of those before I start on this in earnest, because then I'll only have big stuff. So my problem is I have big projects, and then I really want like a small quick finish, so I start small projects, and then I just end up with too many whips. So this is a big project, but it's going to be a bunch of small easy wins, if that makes sense. I also have to order more waste canvas because I'm actually borrowing this, well, taking this, I can't give it back, from Toot Stash, so I need to order some more. I might look into the dissolvable, but I think the dissolvable is like 3 times the price, at least from what I saw. I could be wrong. It might be cheaper if I order it directly from DMC than from Amazon, to be real honest. This is kind of meditative, though. I mean, all cross-stitching is. And I like, the other reason I like stitching from a paper pattern every now and then, you kind of get to unplug. Like, I realize that I'm literally, like, streaming on the internet right now, and there's a bunch of electronics around me. But if I was doing this just sitting by the window, off in my pocket, don't have the tablet on, kind of a vibe. Which is why I'm kind of collecting these little patterns in one big document that I'm going to print out, and then it's more of a portable project as well. So if you guys have any suggestions for little motifs that you think I would like, any designers that come to mind, I have a bunch from Colorfully Sarah, Glossy Fox Shop, Snailfish's Stitches, Randalorian, who just followed. I don't know if they're lurking. I'm gonna get some of their Pokemon patterns. I found a really adorable snake one for Year the Snake, so that's gonna go on here. Yeah, like snakes, witchy shit, Pokemon. Gwen says, dang it, DH, now I want to do a project like this. Wahahaha. I'm inspiring you. I think it's gonna be fun because, like, I'm feeling big projects right now, like big samplers, full coverage, but I'm still gonna want those little quick ADHD wins. So I think it's gonna be a great way to do that, and also make something cool and weird. And because I'm doing it in little tiny pieces, and each one is like a stitch, I can wear the hoodie while I'm stitching on it, and it just grows. I'm definitely going to do some tattoo motifs, doing like a bigger like pinup girl or something on the bicep, and then filling in. I don't know. I don't know how big, like there's one that was going around that was in my favorites for a while. Thank you for the hydrate too. Babs, speak of the demonic. Speak of the demon. Welcome in. To my waste canvas experiment. But yeah, there was a piece going around that was fish want me, men fear me, and it was a fish maid. Like legs of a woman and head of a fish. I think that would be a very me pinup, but I don't know how big it is. Like, I don't know if it would fit. It says, how angry is Pow that she's not eating her platter? Yeah, she's she doesn't like the current fruit offerings that Southern Ontario in the winter is giving her. I'm gonna have to, we've got frozen fruit. I might try defrosting some of that and mixing it in with her greens, if she likes that. Guy says there's a fine line between inspiring others and enabling them. It's easy to want to do everything that others are doing. Well, which is it? Am I inspiring or enabling? I pulled out Coffee Possum as like a backup in case I finish this. I don't think I'm going to finish this on stream. We're already at an hour. Oh, I almost did it. I almost stitched through the cuff. I could feel it. Gonna have to get some of those like 90s hair clips to keep my fabric sleeve pushed back. And here's Early. Hi, Early. You want some coffee? I know, there's not really space for you because I had to push my keyboard back. Olga says, I'll choose a middle ground and say you are encouraging us. Yes, I am encouraging. Okay, yes, you can settle, but you can't settle on the pattern. I'll just move that here. Here you go. Settle here. I just get nervous. I don't like her doing that while I'm holding a sharp needle. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna try and keep, because I know she likes to lunge for love, so I'm just gonna try and keep her away because I don't want to get her. Alright, Gwen, have fun. Gwen's gotta run. Their first ever Zoom birthday party to go to. Nice. Enjoy. Yeah, let's not stab the baby. She's looking for love, not an emergency vet visit. One says, have fun, friends. Looking forward to seeing the results of this experiment. Me too. Babs, I am stitching the Void Ghost pendant from Stardew Valley. Because yesterday was Valentine's Day. And if I were to ask Toot to marry me again, a Void Ghost pendant and say nothing. I would just run up to them carrying it above my head and hold it out. I know, we're heckin' cute. It's whatever. I am working off a pattern from the Stardew Valley cross-stitch book. So I am constantly checking my work. Because I can't keep the pattern on my desk because I don't want to off too much of it on stream. And also, there are cats on my desk continuously. Not Toot with the barf emote about how much I love them. First time I asked Toot to marry me, I didn't even have a ring. Got the ring the next day. It all worked out. For our 5th wedding anniversary, we got these tattoos instead. So I have a thimble and Toot has an acorn. Which is why I don't wear a wedding ring. This is my wedding ring. I'm liking the waist canvas so far, Babs. My hands were shaking a bit earlier, so it made it difficult to get it set up, but now that I'm going, I feel good. I'm skipping the interfacing for sensory reasons, and also I don't have any. But yeah, I think it's going well. We'll see, because this is the first time I've tried it, so we'll see once I get the threads out and it out of this little tiny hoop and see how it actually looks. Well, guy, count waist canvas are you using? This is 14 count. The brand on it is Zweigart, but I'm not sure if that's the actual brand. I got Stitchwit before they stop selling supplies. Quarterstitch says I had a scare with my kitty a couple weeks ago. She ate a full length of thread and had an ER visit. Luckily it passed without issue. She says, yeah, that's why I'm militant about floss storage. I know. I try to be militant. I'm not as good at it as Toot is, but I try because we don't want our babies to suffer. Because I forgot to put away a ball of yarn or a bobbin of thread. Because I've also got that thing where if I'm working on a project, I like to have all of my supplies like out around me. Well, guy says, be sure to bury your thread really well so there's no chance it will unravel when you wash the sweatshirt. Good point, good tip, thank you. I am a chronic sweatshirt wearer. Kind of hoping that this is going to become my I'm cold hoodie, not my I'm cold and or have anxiety hoodie. Because right now it's the same hoodie for both. So Toot worries when I put it on because they're not sure if I'm upset or if I'm cold. So I will try to have two different hoodies. Early, you're so cute, but you're gonna get stabbed in the eyeball. Yeah. Stabbed in the eyeball. Yeah. Over here. Come over here. That's a good girl. And then there's a few stitches of it down here. I like tuck the pattern in here. One thing I've seen people do when they're working on paper patterns is they'll actually like have a little folded copy of it and they'll clip it. This isn't gonna work. They'll actually like clip it to the top of their hoop. I like that idea. That makes a lot of sense to me. I was watching Thread Gremlins and Elizabeth has a project with a paper pattern that she specifically had that she was specifically doing with the paper pattern so that she could take it to events and stuff, and then she could stitch without having to like pull out the tablet and everything like that. Oh, quarter stitch, I'm so sorry. Bob says recipe book holders work pretty well too for holding patterns if you have the desk space. Yes, I have both of those things. The desk space and the recipe book holder. Old guy says people also use a magnetic board with a linear magnet to keep track of the row they are working on. I've seen those. I've actually tried those for knitting patterns, but I found that it was like harder to remember to move the magnet than it was to just follow the pattern. But that could just be a me thing. Alright, we're almost done with the black here. So this is definitely a test. I'm gonna do this one 2/1 and see, because like I'm looking at the coverage. Let's see how close I can get. I don't think it's gonna focus. But they're definitely like discrete X's. They're not fluffy square stitches, which is the vibe that I'm going for, but I don't know if it's like, if we were moving past vibe into being incomprehensible because it just looks like a bunch of lines. So we'll see. I might do future ones, 3/1, 4/1. I think it just depends. Okay, but that's all the black done. So let's bury our thread. I'm gonna go through I'm a large fat man. So my sleeves are quite wide, which makes it easier to stitch on them. So I am blessed in that sense. I think if it was a skinny little bean, it would be more difficult to stitch along the sleeves without stitching them together. Alright, I think that's good. I think we'll see. We'll see. Charles says you should remove the canvas and wash it before you decide. You probably already know this. I was going to remove the canvas, but washing it is a good shout. I might wash the I might just wash the sleeve. I might wash the whole, I might not wash the whole hoodie. Actually, I'll throw the whole hoodie through the washer, and that way I'll see how much it holds up. And if I need to make any changes. Also, I should probably just wash the hoodie. I know the directions said to wash the hoodie, like wash your fabric before you get started, but I was impatient, so I'm gonna do the little strap next, and then I'm gonna start filling in the I'm gonna do the little strap, and then I'm gonna start filling in the shell. Moon is going to pet cats. Thank you for the hang. No problem. You and Commander have a great day. Enjoy your cat petting. Okay, so the Toot asked me yesterday, are you really sure that you want to do something brand new for the very first time on stream? Because I have the brand of ADHD-tism that I must be perfect at everything the first time, or I'm trash. So there was that worry, but I also feel like doing it on stream with you guys like this take that pressure off, to be honest. Sorry, I'm pulling back so that Early can't poke an eye out. I will come back into frame in a second. Doing it with you guys, like, not only do I get advice from people who have done this before, but it definitely takes a lot of, like, the fear and off, because even if I mess this up, we had a great time. We're good. You guys are enjoying it, I hope. Struggle bussing with where to put my pattern here. Alright, you can cover my sources there. Olga says, I like the fact that you have the courage to try something new online. Thank you. I figured it would be fun. And hopefully encourage other people to just give something a shot. We don't have, it doesn't have to be perfect the first time. It's just, and going into it knowing that it's an experiment and it doesn't have to be perfect and it can be wibbly wonky, a lot of the pressure off. And I should have basted this side of the fabric better. Lady K says, it's why I start a lot of projects with fiance. Just a silly experiment, no perfection needed. Because I am enjoying it. I picked up a project, so I'm talking less. Perfect. That is the vibe. That is 100% the Cozy DH Stitch with me vibe. What are you guys working on, by the way, while we're hanging out? No. I always love seeing and hearing about the stuff that you're working on. Story Stitcher, Paola, just did a big reorganization of their crafting space and their projects and stuff. So that was really cool to see. Oh, Toot's working on raccoons. I have your 701, by the way. I stole a color from the raccoons. Babs is browsing 3E print files for something fun to print. Cubone, skull, hair clip. That's what you should print. Crazy Lady is doing a bit of housework. Nice. Tidying the enclosure. Holly's working on their turtle cross stitch. Nice. 3D print files. I thought 3E was like a site or something. I just didn't know. Charlotte's twisting fringe on a scarf. That's very cool. And Story Stitcher is swatching, casting on the 3 projects to get it up. Nice. One is on the last stripe at the front of the test knit shirt. Jerksy Dawson. Jerksica Dawson. Welcome in. Thanks so much for joining us. You're working on a quilt. It'll say yeehaw, fuck the law. Love it. Jerksica Dawson. Got it. Okay. Old guy's working on We Protect Us, as you were the last time. Nice. But oh, thank you so much for the follow, Jerksica. Appreciate you. And Quarterfish is working on a cross stitch kit. Nice. We're all having like a cozy, crafty, cozy morning. I said cozy twice, but that's okay. I don't know if you guys are getting the snow like we are, but it is definitely a good day to stay in. Definitely a good day to stay in around here. Get some crafting done. I'm so excited to see how this is going to come out. I'm excited to finish because I'm so close. I've got like maybe 150 stitches left on the Tiny Garden test stitch. So obviously I can't show you guys. But Tiny Garden is the... Sorry, early. I'm trying to... Where's my mouse? Where did you put my mouse? Thank you. Tiny Garden is the mystery that I designed. The first clue is dropping March 3rd. Don't give me angry tail for stitching in my own space, ma'am. So I'm working on the like sample stitch for it, and last time I ran a stitch along, here's some insider knowledge for you. I didn't finish the sample stitch until clue 3 was out. So I'm ahead of the game this time. But I'm like 150 stitches away from finishing that, which is so exciting. So if you want to join us for Tiny Garden, signups are still open. Coffee and Etsy. The coffee link is up in both chats now. Thank you, Toot, for that. And yeah, it's a little, it's on the smaller side for a mystery Sal. So if you've never done one before, this is a great one to pick up. It's about 5,000 stitches altogether. And yeah, this one is called the Tiny Garden. Very vibrant, full of life. I think you guys will really, really like it. I'm really excited to bring it. Toot says, I'm just happy to be able to stitch. Yeah. Yeah, Toot's been very, very sick for almost a week now. And like Toot rarely gets this sick. So we're both concerned. I am that they are upright and able to stitch and able to talk and drink and eat. Oh my god, why can't I not get you through? Cute. Speaking of the coffee, let's just do some self-promo while I'm working on this. New pattern dropped yesterday. That was a Blaha for all seasons. So if you love the IKEA shark, the trans icon IKEA shark, I did a really silly little pattern. It's just, you've got him and then him in like all different seasonal variations of, see if I can move this camera so I don't have to lean over quite so much. Oh, no, that's as far as I can go. Okay. And seasonal variations. So, yeah. It was a fun pattern to design, it really was. If you guys end up stitching any of the Blahas, I would love to see them. Toot did kind of the original version of the pattern as an ornament. And it just looks so cute. Oh, and if you're in the Patreon, voting for the monthly mini is going to close after I eat lunch. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out and vote, please go do that. If you are a paid member of the Patreon, every month I do one of my little mini patterns, and you guys get to vote on which one it is. And I am coming up with lots and lots of ideas for future minis. This month was Black History Month themed. I mean, it is Black History Month all month, but my poll was themed, which means it's going to be only the second actual real life person to do a mini of. The first being, of course, Giorgio Tsoukalos. And I will probably add a couple of my own minis to this sleeve because they're about the right size. I'm looking for stuff that's like 30 by 30 or smaller, and my minis tend to be about 30 by 30. Oh, Pow, now you're eating? Now you've decided to have some fruit? Okay. Alright, Pow says if you guys haven't had a snack, time to go grab a snack. And Toot has put up the links to the Patreon in both chats. Thank you again, Toot, for that. You can join for free, by the way, and all that does is you get a newsletter from me like once a month, as well as a monthly freebie. Old Guy says, as I watch you stitch, I'm wondering if you might want to switch to 3 strands for better coverage if the individual stitches turn out to be too obvious. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna keep doing 2/1 for this because it is the experiment. And like Charles suggested, I'm going to pull out the waist canvas, wash the hoodie, and then see how I like the coverage before deciding what I'm going to do for future ones. Charles says, I think she's just not a morning tortoise. That's true. She could have just been waking up. Yeah, because it's really hard to tell from now. I mean, it is actually looking fuller on camera than it is up close, but I have not great light right now. I'm wondering, Toot uses a filter on their streams to make things brighter. Maybe I can make things dimmer and then turn on my light. I have to play with that. Okay, Early's in front of my keyboard. And I have no other mods to do this. Sorry, Earls. Sorry, Earls, we're shouting out Mama. I think a lot of you came here from Toot, or you already know of Toot. But if you do not, Toot is a streamer here on... Well, they are my spouse, as well as my mod, as well as a cozy horror ASMR streamer. They do no talking video game streams. Like, we say it's like hanging out with your older sibling, like, you know, when they're playing video games and you're just sitting on the couch, like, watching them play. It's like that. 4 times a week. Tomorrow morning, 10 to 12 Eastern for Ghost Church. Here on Twitch as well as on YouTube. And that is where you will find me. Stitching along. Charles says Chaos Cryptid. Yeah. They are a Chaos Cryptid. For sure. Alright. Hydration break. 3. Okay, that is it for the strap. So let's think with the hydrate too. Just gonna weave this in real quick and then I'm gonna hydrate. So one reason that I wanted to do this on stream was that I knew you guys would be full of great ideas and advice. So if you like that kind of vibe, you should check out our Discord server, because we have so many crafters of so many different kinds, so many different specialities. The collective knowledge is fantastic. Thank you for that link, Toot. And yeah. Alright, so we've got 2 colors in. I'm gonna go for the next darkest, which would be the 844. I wasn't sure which, because I pulled up the reference for the Void Ghost pendant. It's the same like shape as the mermaid pendant. It's just like a recolor basically. So I pulled up that and I was like comparing colors and stuff. The darkest color is closer to 353. Yeah. Johnny Shoes, hello, welcome in. You can't lie, you came here to see your tort. Red-footed? Yes, she is a red-footed tortoise. And since she's up and active, let's pull her up on the big screen. Johnny Shoes has a leopard tort named Banana. Amazing. We have, in addition to Pow, who is a red-footed tortoise, we have 2 snakes. We have 3 snakes. We have 2 corns, a ball python, and 5 cats. So this is Pow. She is a lot. You're telling Penny that I forgot how to count? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna leave this end a little bit looser, and then I'm gonna like weave it in tightly. I was doing loop start, and this one I didn't do loop start for some reason, because it was already set up. Actually, I'm gonna pull it out and do loop start now, because about it, I want it to be more. Like that's the thing. If my thread is set up for loop start, I'll do loop start. If my thread is buried start, I'll do buried start. But Pow is a redfoot tortoise. She lives in an 8-foot by 2-foot by 2-foot enclosure. Her species is originally from South America. It is leafy greens, protein, fruit. Her species is known for eating more fruit than other tortoise species, which is why we try and give her quite a bit of it. Her favorite foods are banana, chicken, egg, and Missouri pellets. She is also incredibly loud. Not the sounds that she like produces from her mouth, but the stomping noises and the rearranging of the furniture and the constant attempts to escape. Old guy says you're using DMC, right? Most DMC is color fast, though occasionally some reds run a little wash. I wouldn't trust hand-dyed floss with waste canvas. Yeah, I wouldn't trust hand-dyed either. I don't have any. I'm just planning on using DMC for this. It's the easiest for me. Banana is 6 years old. She is from South Africa. She loves curry, dandelion, kale, and radicchio. Yeah, leopards have a much different diet, more for the leafy greens, whereas cow species is, they're from the jungles, basically. And they'll eat anything that falls to the ground. So that's why there's a lot of fruit, a lot of carrion, and just leafy greens. Do I have die catcher sheets? No, I do not. I probably would, considering how much knitted stuff I have, but I do not. Oh, someone asked one of the videos that I did about I have a knitted sweater that the sleeves were too big, so I actually just like sewed the sleeves shorter and then cut out the excess fabric. And someone was asking how it held up. So I'm gonna do like a little follow-up short or something like that. It's held up really well. I've put it through the washer like several times and nothing has come unraveled. The only thing is it's like right at the cuff, it's a little bit bulky, and I could do something better to like hide the strands, but I'm not going to because I don't really care that much. But yeah, I'm rough on my knits. If it doesn't go in the washer, I don't wear it. But yeah, this is our pal. She's angry. I often worry that her enclosure looks very bare on camera, and that's because she's incredibly destructive. So if we put stuff in there, she destroys it. So we put more stuff in there and then she destroys it, and then we put more stuff in there and then she destroys it. So she's getting enrichment and stuff like that. It's just the stuff that you see is the stuff that she hasn't been able to destroy. Hey, Stormy girl, welcome in. So glad you could join us. Oh, she knows we're watching. Okay. All right. Back to the stitching. Stormy girl, thank you so much for joining us. And Cheryl says, you asked for an update when the vid first came out. Yes, I know you would ask for an update, and then somebody else asked for an update just recently. So that's the update. I am going to do like an actual video on it whenever I get back to making videos, but it has held up really well. Oh no, Stormy says they almost just broke their key tray off their desk, so that's how their day is going. Oh no. It's a Monday kind of Saturday for you. I hope it perks up. I'm so happy with the way that this is looking. That part of me is like, it's going to be terrible when you take it off, when you take off the waste canvas. Like, I've just got that little annoying negative Nancy voice in my head, but if it looks terrible, then I'll know. It's an experiment. I keep telling myself, it's an experiment. Thank you for the hydrate, Toot. Yeah, go ahead, Babs. Babs found something cool to print. I think I have links working. You guys want to check out? Babs does some really cool 3D printing stuff. A couple of their ornaments and frames on the on my streams before. Okay, now I'll check it out. Geodesic dome cat house. Oh, that's so cool. That's cool. I would love a 3D printer. The two things I want to 3D print are a Cubone skull. Well, I want to print several Cubone skulls. I want to print one that's sized for the corn snakes, one that's sized for the ball python, one that's sized for the cats, and one of those like hair clip things, and then also one that's sized for like a human. And then a set of moth antenna for headphones. Those are like my 3D printing goals wish list. Bab says, my luck though, the cats won't use it. Well, if it didn't come in a box, they might use it because they don't have the box to play in. Because we all know that they love the box more than the house. Although we recently got a new cat tree for the kids, and Bella is being super adorable about it, and like curling up on the little flower pad like a little tiny princess. It's so cute. Sorry, I keep drifting out of camera range. I'd have to reset my camera. Alright. It is time for our next break. So, you guys know the drill. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads. If you're watching on YouTube, just enjoy the vibes. And I will see you guys back here in 3 minutes. I'd like to point out that I have done nothing to force Toot to take Buckley's. They are doing this of their own free will. They are not being held captive. You would prefer I suffer. Oh, I would prefer you took NyQuil and go. Alright, I finished the 844. So now I'm on to 645, and I hope that I have enough of it because I only had one length. And I really want to get up and get more in the middle of stream, but I think I should be good. Also, we're only streaming for another half hour, so I don't think I'm going to finish this. I will, however, post follow-up pics in the Discord with the results. And if anyone has any like tips or anything on the... What did I just do? If anyone has tips on the waste canvas removal process, I would appreciate them. Toot has redeemed aliens. Alright, Babs, I will look at them in a second because now I must provide a fact about ancient aliens. Let's talk about the mana machine. So, I don't know, this is going to be Christian Jewish mythology stuff. So I don't know how familiar you guys are, but the story of Moses, he gets Pharaoh to free his people, and then they go and they wander the desert for 40 years. And what sustains them for the 40 years in the desert is manna from heaven. So every day manna appears, which is like heavenly food that they eat. On Fridays, they get a double portion of manna because there's no manna on Saturday, the Sabbath. So people have looked at this, and scientists have like actually gone through and been like, okay, so what kind of technology could this be? So there is a book called The Mana Machine, and it supposes that it was not, you know, heavenly magic food, but ancient alien technology that was a machine that traveled along with the Israelites, that collected like morning dew, and then fed it into algae tanks. And I have huge knots back here. Fed it into algae tanks, grew edible algae, because that is one thing that they are experimenting with as something to support human life in space travel, is different types of algae and mycenae. Christina's, thank you so much for the follow. Anyway, so the hypothesis is that there is this machine that creates algae-based nutrient food in some form. And then the reason that they got a double portion on Friday is because the machine had to be cleaned on Saturday. Yes, exactly like moisture farming on Tatooine. Thank you, Toot. So that's the theory, that it was not, in fact, manna from heaven, but algae-based nutrient tablets from ancient alien technology. There you go. That is your ancient alien fact for today. And yes, thank you so much, Christina's, for the follow. Sorry, I was slightly distracted there with my knot and trying to talk about the mana machine. There's lots of really interesting ancient alien theory regarding the Ark of the Covenant and that whole migration of the Israelites. It's just really cool. Like Toot said in the disclaimer, I don't actually believe in ancient alien theory. I just find it super interesting. I still feel like you learn things. Like, they're not making up historical evidence. They're just interpreting historical evidence in a weird ass way. So you are learning about the existence of all of these really cool statues and historical sites, and learning stories about Christian mythology and all kinds of different mythologies. So it's informative. It's just the conclusions that they draw are wild. Also, everyone, this is Early. Early is our mid-list cat. She is just about 13 or 14 now. Yeah, she's a pretty girl. She is my desk buddy. He hangs out with me a lot when I'm working. If you've been in the server, you've seen pictures of her sleeping with her head on my keyboard. One says Early is best. Early, you got a fan. He's also forever immortalized in our Early Angie emote. Yes, Toot showing it off there. Because, so, she's a wonderful sweet cat. But she's got, like, this really heavy brow ridge that makes her look like she's angry all of the time. She's not angry. That's just the way her face is. Right, the more stitches I put into this, the more difficult it's getting. Which is an interesting challenge. But I think it's really starting to look like something. What did I do? What did I do? There we go. Cheryl says resting angry face. Exactly, she has resting angry face. Which is so funny because she is a very sweet, loving cat. Is Pow frozen or just chilling? Let's check. I think she might be frozen. Because she's moving her head. Oh, no, there she goes. Alright. I know, I get the same... I think the same thing, and then I like... Because I can see the full screen reptile cam, and then I just kind of check and make sure she's breathing. Okay, Babs, thank you. I want a towel for my surface. Oh my god, I need to do the stitch. Okay. You want a towel for your surface, a spray bottle of water, tweezers, and needle nose pliers, maybe a non-special pair of scissors. The canvas threads are starched to hold them together, so when they're wet, the starch glue dissolves and becomes a bit sticky. You want to spray with water until it's very wet, but not quite as if you dunked it under water. The canvas will look mostly transparent instead of white. You should pull the blue threads first, but I haven't. Okay, awesome. I am, well, you're just screenshotting these for me. But you haven't noticed a difference. Okay. So you're adding more to that, but what are the needle nose pliers for? I'm sure you're gonna get to that. Just a little unsettled. Grab the canvas threads with either the pliers or the tweezer, whichever is more comfortable. Okay. Yeah, because you said sometimes one works better than the other. Okay, alright. One, it says, I did the front of my shirt, but it is too cropped. No, you'll add another part? Okay. Sounds good. And then please, please, please show us in the Discord. Want to make some really cool stuff. I did a video a little whiles ago. I should do another one. But it was like just showing off stuff that you've made. So much fun. You do most of it with pliers, then fiddly breaky ones with tweezers. Okay. Stormy says moving while in an intensive school semester is a time, y'all. Yeah, that sounds like it. Well, good luck, Wanna. I hope you can get it looking good. I'm sure you will. Like I said, Wanna is very talented. I missed an entire section up at the top of the shell that I needed to do in this color, so that's fun. Lady K says that sounds like a nightmare. Yeah. Yeah, moving sounds like a nightmare. I don't want to move ever again. Especially now with all the kids. One says it's mentioned in the pattern how to do it, so it's easy. Okay, good. Charles is in the hate moving camp. You pull them straight out against the fabric. Some will give you problems and break no matter what you do. Add more water freely. Okay, thank you. This is insanely helpful. Because I would have just been like pulling them without water. Alright. I am going to... So I've got to fill in this little, like, this space up here. But I've only got, like, this thread. So I'm going to weave in this bit down here and then just start a new thread. I could probably make it work, but I don't want to cause myself that kind of grief. Alice says, in my organizing energy, I also put my black sweater in water with color catcher strips and wool detergent. Now it's blocking, and... He sized up and used superwash and maybe isn't cute oversized, but very oversized now. Very oversized is still cute. Babs says, don't think you need to go do all in one direction first. Go from the side, the top, the bottom, wherever there's the least resistance. Excellent. Thank you. I super, super appreciate the tips. There's just now... I have my DMs off to the side, and there's just now like a wall of screen caps of Babs's directions. When it says resistance is futile. No. I must resist. I defend oppose. I mean, what? Says very oversized plus me being tiny equals toddler wearing dad's clothes. Yeah, Early is really cute. Like, she just really loves sleeping on my keyboard. With her little chin there. Except usually she's on the other side of the keyboard because I keep the keyboard pushed right up against me. Because if I don't, she does this and then I can't type. But if she's on the other side, I can type. And then I just kind of like slide my finger under her chin and lift her up. And she just keeps sleeping. So I like type. And then I slowly lay her chin back down and move my hand out. That's how I type with Early. Pico will put a paw on the keyboard, but Pico is more of like an active interference. Whereas if I then try to type, she will take a swipe of her hand. So I kind of like gently redirect Pico from being on the keyboard. Sorry, I keep forgetting that my camera is like pointed over here. That stitch was good, but that's okay. I can go back in. That works. This will also be easier when I can see better what I'm doing. The reason I say that is because my crafting light is off. That it doesn't completely blow out what I'm working on. Glad you guys were here with me for this. It has made it a lot less stressful. And a lot less like, it must be perfect, because it feels more like I'm just stitching on something while chatting with you guys instead of like trying a scary new technique. Especially now that I kind of like, I got my working surface sorted. It is going to get more difficult as I move up the sleeve. But like I can go from both ends of the sleeve. And I can use clips and clamps and stuff. Like this hand is starting to hurt a little bit from holding it. So I would definitely get like a clamp to hold that fabric there. But I'm not going to worry about it right now because I am almost finished. And I am going to be more careful about knots and tangles on the back than usual because there's going to be so much extra fabric, extra floss on the back of this sleeve. I don't want there to be like little loops for me to get stuck in. Things like that. Babs is off to get groceries. Have fun and feel free to message me. I will. Thank you so much again for your input, Babs. I'm probably, after stream, I am going to feed up. And then I have a little bit of work to do this afternoon for like Cozy DH related stuff. But I'm probably going to finish this up this afternoon. Try and get those threads out because I want to see what it's going to be like. It's the final color. Yeah, because like I've wanted to stitch on like a fabric or a hoodie or something for a while, but I couldn't figure out like what to do. It seemed like such a big commitment that I couldn't figure out like I couldn't figure out the perfect thing to stitch. And then if I figured out the perfect thing to stitch, I'd have to make sure it was like exactly perfectly centered on the fabric. And then it would probably be like a big project. So this way, I'm doing a lot of little small projects that all like weird angles to each other and not straight, and I get little tiny satisfactions. I mean, probably what will be annoying is having to pull out waste fabric again and again and again. But I'm also not planning on doing these like one after the other. They're going to be, you know, I just need a palette cleanser. Bab says, okay, not done yet. I like using quilting cotton for fun backgrounds. Yes, I've seen some of those. Those are very cool. Babs uses like fun quilting cotton and then uses waste canvas to cross stitch onto it. It's a very neat effect. Babs also streams on Twitch. I don't know if I've given her a shout out yet this stream. Usually Sunday mornings. So tomorrow morning, very bright and early for me. If you want to chill and cross stitch. Thank you, Toot, for the shout out there. Right. Oh. Let's get this last color going. I'm not going to be able to finish this on stream because we're going to get wrapped up here in early. I'm not petting you. Yes, Toot is right. Moon is doing a cross-stitch stream tomorrow evening. So that's your day tomorrow planned. So you're going to wake up, you're going to go hang out with Babs, and then you're going to go to Ghost Church at 10 with Toot. And then you can have your lunch, and then have like a nice afternoon, and then you'll hang out with Moon in the evening. There you go. Day sorted. Charles says Babs is probably too early for me. Ghost Church is already early. Yeah, Babs is usually live when I'm waking up at like 6:30, so Babs is early for everyone. Well, time zones exist, but you know what I mean. Which is 4:30 here, yeah. But Babs is fun to hang out with. I really enjoy their streams as well. Okay, now you're going. All right, bye, Babs. So yeah, I'll probably finish this up. I will post some finished / progress pictures in the Discord. If you're not a member of the Discord, please consider joining. If you haven't checked out the Tiny Garden Sal, please do also go and check that out, see if it's your vibe. We would love to have you along. The first clue comes out March 3rd, and then so I'm going to release, so every Monday you're going to get a new clue, and then do 3 clues in a row, and then a break week for you to catch up, and then the last 2 clues. So it's going to run for 6 weeks. And yeah, it's a very cute little piece. 5x7 on 14 count. Yeah. So 5,000 stitches. And I'm having so much fun stitching it up. Like I wish I could show you guys. Whenever I show off stuff that I've designed for the shop that I'm stitching on. But the mystery Sal, the point is it's a mystery. So I literally can't show you. There are 3 other people in this world who know what this looks like. And they're the only people I can bug about it. But yeah, soon. Oh, way so soon. But yeah, so check out, and you do a quick Toot command. So like I said, tomorrow morning Toot's going to be live with Ghost Church. If you're watching on YouTube, Toot also does dual stream on YouTube if that's your preferred platform. So yeah, you can head on over there. And oh my god, I get this. Get into the hole. Okay, thank you. Thank you for copying that link, Toot. I was going to do that as soon as I finish wrestling with this stitch. All right. So I'm gonna leave stream there. How far we got on our void pendant? I think it's looking really good. I think it's looking really good, really cute. So yeah, join the Discord if you want to see more of this. I'm gonna finish up this afternoon. Let's put up the ending screen. I'm gonna attempt a command. I don't know if it's gonna work. Aha, success. Join the Discord. Follow Toot. When it says have a fun time, bye. Bye! Check out the Etsy and the Coffee for patterns. The Coffee has free patterns. The Patreon has free patterns. I am also now over on Blue Sky, if you want to follow me there. Bye! I do a little bit more like casual behind the scenes stuff as well as self-promo than I do on Instagram. But yeah. I got Tortoise says feel better, Toot, and have a great day. Crazy Lady says enjoy the rest of the day. Cheryl says thanks for the stream. Thank you guys for joining me. Like, this has been a lot of fun. You've really taken a lot of the stress out of this. It's been great. This has been a great stream. Perfect way to spend a Saturday morning. So, yeah. Well, guys, says take care. Bye for now. All right. So at this point, we're saying our goodbyes. So I want everyone who is watching on Twitch to say goodbye to everybody who's watching on YouTube. Everybody on YouTube, say goodbye to everybody on Twitch. All right. Bye, YouTube. Bye, Twitch. My friends on YouTube. I will see you in the comment section. Oh, I put up my starting screen instead of my ending screen. Or did I? No, I did the ending screen. My friends on YouTube, I will see you in the Discord. I'll see you in the coffee shop. I will see you in the comment section. I will see you in the tiny garden. But most importantly, I will see you in my heart. All right. Bye, guys. Bye-bye. All right. Now that we are here on Twitch,